So just want to welcome everybody to our first virtual home buying workshop. Very happy to have my dad here who has taught the home buying classes now for over 22 years here in Ventura County.
It's probably primordial that we all want to have our cave for our family to reside in, right? We want to have some kind of domicile that's ours. Renting is not a bad tool to a future reality for you. It provides a service, and I don't begrudge any landlords. But what a concept if everybody listening to this could someday be their own landlord, and there's no reason why you can't. But what tends to happen with a lot of us is we rationalize ways not to go forward, where you can have a why personality or a why not personality. And a lot of the folks who are thinking why need to be nudged a little bit gently forward. So why being, why do I want to buy in this market? Or why do I want to buy in this area? Why do I want to buy in the prices are out of sight? And that's a very introspective answer to that question. I can't tell you why. I can give you some benefits of purchasing, definitely. And there's always going to be a cost associated. Whenever you have a benefit, there's always a cost to it. So this really comes down to every person who's hearing this, who's going to pull the trigger at some point, is going to do a cost benefit analysis with their own family. And they're going to determine, hopefully, it's going to switch from why to why not. Why not go forward and make this endeavor that, I've been paying landlords forever? Why not be my own person in charge, burning my meat in my backyard on that grill instead of burning my meat in somebody else's backyard in that grill, right? I want to burn meat, I want to burn it on my grounds. Well, let's get you in a good spot where you can burn some meat on your grounds. It's not just hot dogs. You're going to burn some decent meat. And there's a method to that. So we're going to talk about the method. We're going to talk about the mindset, because it really is a mindset, as you can kind of get a feel for where I'm going with some of this. We're going to talk about the process as a whole, because what tends to happen from my experience is people get on this emotional roller coaster when they think about buying a home. And that's extremely normal, very rational thought to get excited. But if you get excited to the point you make an irrational decision based a lot of times on good intentions, meaning in the Navy we call them sea lawyers. Somebody's chirping in my ear telling me I need to do this because otherwise there's something bad going to happen. Somebody's chirping in this ear telling me to do that. Otherwise, something else will happen. People chirp all the time in our lives for good intentions and sometimes can have a bad effect. Perfect example. You need to buy because interest rates are historically low. You need to buy because the prices are going to go out of sight at some point. When really what we should be doing to ourselves is, when can I buy? When should I buy? And how much should I buy? And that's going to come up. So I'm jumping a little bit ahead. But the real thought to go forward from right now, the rest of this little workshop, is how we see things, one, that we can control, and two, that's going to benefit me for my short term and my long term duration. Okay? That's why we want to be careful of the emotional roller coaster that comes down and we flatten out. We found out we reacted into a bad situation, and that's how you got 10.5 to 11 million foreclosures from 06 to 14. People got on that emotional roller coaster and they took interest-only loans. They took adjustable rate mortgages that were completely off the charts. But a lot of good intentions went south for a lot of really, really good people who were never going to pay those homes off. And now some of those people, they completely recovered and they're in a good spot. But there's a good majority of them who were terrified to put their toes back in the water, so to speak, because they got hammered the last time they did it. So a vehicle like tonight's workshop hopefully will show you some things that you can do proactively that you can control, and you can go forward with a plan and a purpose that's going to ensure not only getting the home, but you get the home, one that you truly want and one that you can truly afford.